The 10 shocking archaeological discoveries beneath the eternal ice that stunned scientists. The Arctic has long been a mysterious land, home to countless strange stories and unsolved mysteries. Many ancient texts have described a mysterious prehistoric civilization here, believed to be a rival of the legendary Atlantis and possessing features as enigmatic as those of the Lemurian civilization. Some theories even suggest that it is a hiding place for UFOs or possibly the headquarters of Nazi Germany during World War II. Notably, the Arctic is also thought to be a gateway to an advanced civilization lying deep beneath the Earth's surface. Given the cover of eternal ice and its unique geographical position, could there be any archaeological discoveries hidden beneath the thick ice of the Arctic? Are we standing before great mysteries yet to be uncovered? Does a magnificent ancient civilization truly exist, buried by time in this land? Let's explore together in today's video and seek answers to these questions. 2 mysterious mummies still intact in the ice. In 2017, archaeologists were stunned to discover and excavate 2 mummies buried in the Arctic. They believe these mummies belong to a Siberian civilization. Specifically, the 2 mummies were found at an archaeological site in Salikhard, the capital of the Russian Arctic. Salikhard lies on the western part of the Yamal Peninsula, on the shores of the Kara Sea in the Arctic Ocean, with an average temperature of 6 degrees Celsius. Experts excavated the remains of 1 adult and 1 child mummy, which were wrapped in thick fabric, animal fur, and tree bark, and preserved by eternal ice for centuries in the Arctic. What makes this discovery even more remarkable is that the adult mummy was wrapped in a copper shell. Experts believe that this copper shell indicates the civilization's knowledge of metalworking, as they use the copper wrapping to preserve the mummy and prevent bacteria from entering. This is seen as an ancient burial ritual, which included wrapping bodies in thick fabric cocoons and using embalming liquids derived from birch bark. Among the 2 mummies found, the length of the cocoon around the adult mummy is 170 centimeters. Scientists predict that the individual inside may have been about 165 centimeters tall, and after analysis, they confirmed that the mummy was an adult and fully developed. The smaller mummy is believed to be that of a child around 6 months old. The freezing cold weather in the Arctic provided the perfect conditions to preserve these 2 mummies. To this day, the mummies continue to be studied in laboratories, where scientists will conduct genetic, forensic, and historical analyses. They hope that these mummies will provide more information to uncover other mysterious civilizations in the Arctic. The 1,000-year-old princess, mummy with her face still intact. After being buried for 900 years in the Arctic, archaeologists recently discovered a princess mummy from the polar region with her face still perfectly preserved. According to the Daily Mail, the mummy's face and hair remained intact after being removed from the tomb beneath the eternal frozen soil. Scientists estimate that this mummy dates back to the 12th century, about 900 years ago. What amazed scientists was that the mummy's facial features, teeth, and hair were so well preserved. The mummy's face was covered in a layer of green copper, seemingly to protect the deceased on their journey to the afterlife. This princess mummy is believed to belong to a civilization that specialized in hunting and fishing in the icy region. These people were also connected to the Persians. Initially, scientists thought that this area only contained male burials, but this is the first time they have discovered an intact female mummy. This has led to speculation that the mummy was a princess of high rank in this cold land. In addition to a few rings found with the deceased, archaeologists did not discover any other valuable jewelry. Moreover, archaeologists also found a child's body nearby, though it is unclear whether this child was the princess's. However, Russian and South Korean researchers will continue to analyze the mummy to learn more about the lives of ancient peoples, and they hope to reconstruct the woman's face to uncover the mysteries of ancient times from 900 years ago. The secret Nazi base. In October 2016, a groundbreaking discovery rocked the scientific community when Russian archaeologists uncovered a secret Nazi military base in the Arctic. This base, nicknamed Schatzgraber, was located on Alexandra Land, part of the Franz Josef Islands, and was constructed in 1943, just a year after Adolf Hitler launched the invasion of the Soviet Union in 1942. This was a special base for the strategic operations of Nazi Germany throughout World War II. However, the base was abandoned in 1944 after a strange event where German scientists stationed there were poisoned by Arctic bear meat, which led to the base's closure and rapid abandonment. When archaeologists reached the area in 2016, they found more than 500 archaeological artifacts, including ammunition, rusted weapons, military documents, and underground bunkers, known as bunkers, that were still intact beneath the Arctic ice. These findings showed that the base had been well preserved by the ice, despite having been abandoned for over 70 years. One theory suggests that the base was built to search for ancient artifacts, a particular obsession of Hitler, who was fascinated by discovering ancient treasures and lost civilizations. In addition, some experts speculate that the base also had a strategic purpose, supporting German forces in moving military units, particularly submarines, across the Arctic waters. Whatever the exact purpose was, one thing is certain: the area played a significant role in the Nazi military strategy. Notably, after the discovery of the base, the Russian government is now using the area to build its own military base, complete with modern facilities for military and research purposes. Could these discoveries help unravel some of the historical mysteries of World War II? The answer may still be lying beneath the cold Arctic ice, which scientists are diligently exploring to uncover. The cannibal shipwreck. The HMS Erebus, led by Captain John Franklin, set out to explore the Arctic and became trapped in 1846. After 168 years of being lost, the ship was discovered with signs that some sailors resorted to cannibalism to survive. In the mid-19th century, the first human skeletons were found in the Arctic waters near Canada, suspected to belong to the crew of the ill-fated HMS Erebus. The first two skeletons were found on the coast of King William Island in 1859, belonging to two men who had been dead for some time. 10 years later, another skeleton was discovered on the same beach. By 1879, 6 more white skeletons were found, with additional remains turning up in 1932, 1987, and 1992, none of which had been buried. Some of the bones showed bite marks from rodents. Even more unsettling, several skeletons had signs of flesh being stripped, mostly on the wrists. A research team from Canada confirmed that these remains belonged to the crew of the HMS Erebus, led by Captain John Franklin, who became stranded in the ice near King William Island, about 1,200 miles northwest of Toronto, Canada, in 1846, leading to the death of 129 men. In September 2014, explorers discovered a shipwreck in the area, and on October 2nd, the Royal Canadian Geographical Society confirmed it was the HMS Erebus. John Geiger, a member of the research team and president of the Royal Canadian Geographical Society, stated, "The ship is in an incredible condition. It's as though we are on the moon." Another ship that accompanied the Erebus, the HMS Terror, has yet to be found. Both ships disappeared during the Northwest Passage expedition, which sought a sea route connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through the Arctic. The vanished village of 1930. In 1930, a strange and mysterious event occurred in the village of Anjikuni, an Eskimo community located in the Arctic region of Canada. The village, with more than 1,200 inhabitants, suddenly disappeared without any explanation. The government and local authorities sent search teams to investigate, but they found no trace of the missing people. What was particularly odd was that all household items, clothing, and even the hunting rifles of the families were left behind, as if the villagers had suddenly left without taking anything with them. Especially eerie, food was still left on the dining tables, frozen solid, indicating that the villagers had departed in a hurry with no signs of a planned evacuation. After expanding the search area, the authorities still found no clues related to the disappearance of over 1,000 Eskimos. Nearly a century has passed, but this mysterious disappearance remains unsolved. What makes the event even more mysterious is that, just before the villagers vanished, unidentified bright spots appeared on the radar of Washington International Airport, leading many to believe that a UFO or extraterrestrial beings may have been involved in the event. Some theories suggest that the Eskimo villagers were abducted by aliens and taken to another planet, or perhaps to a parallel world. Could this disappearance truly be linked to an alien abduction? Or is there another, more mysterious cause that we have yet to understand? This question remains unanswered, and the village of Anjikuni continues to be one of the greatest unsolved mysteries on Earth. 20,000-year-old woolly rhinoceros mummy. In December 2020, a report from Russia revealed that in August, a prehistoric animal carcass was uncovered from the land and ice in the Arctic region. Having been frozen for a long period, the carcass was exceptionally well preserved until the eternal ice layer began to melt. This animal is a long-extinct woolly rhinoceros, and it is the most intact specimen of a young woolly rhinoceros ever discovered in Yakutsk, containing many internal organs, including teeth, part of the intestines, fat deposits, and tissues after tens of thousands of years in the permafrost. Experts confirm that it was in its growth stage, about 3 to 4 years old at the time of death. After its death, the rhinoceros remained frozen for at least 20,000 years, meaning it is at least 20,000 years old. Externally, the young rhinoceros appeared to be in good health, with no apparent signs of death due to illness, suggesting it might have died suddenly. Archaeologists have analyzed and speculated that the cause of death could have been drowning. In the summer, the woolly rhinoceros, unable to withstand the heat, might have gone for a swim in a river and unfortunately drowned. The mystery of Hyperborea. Our planet is filled with astonishing stories and legends about ancient civilizations that once thrived on Earth tens of thousands of years ago, before modern history was written. Among all the fascinating myths of lands like Atlantis, Lemuria, and Shambhala, there is one special place that captured the attention of ancient Greek historians. It is the land of Hyperborea, believed to be the rival of the legendary Atlantis. According to legend, it was the land where gods descended from the heavens to live, a prosperous place with highly advanced technology. This mythical land was unlike any other, and its people were believed to be immortal. They lived in a democratic society governed by 3 priests of the god Apollo. Every 19 years, the god Apollo would drive his flying chariot to this region. In ancient Greek records, Hyperborea is described as a place inhabited by people as early as 450 BCE. This land is located far to the north, beyond all other known regions, and is the home of the Hyperboreans. It is said that the Hyperborean civilization once thrived in the Earth's far northern regions at a time when the area was still suitable for human life and development. This land is described in some legends as a perfect place on Earth. Some authors even propose theories that Hyperborea could be the Garden of Eden. In Hyperborea, the sun shone year-round, only setting once a year. Some ancient texts suggest that one day there lasted as long as 365 days today, and the people lived to be 1,000 years old without experiencing war or disease. They lived peacefully, composing music and playing instruments. Greek mythology contains numerous details about this mythical land. The ancient Greeks believed that Boreas, the god of the north wind, lived in Thrace, and thus Hyperborea was often thought to be located far to the north of Thrace. Since the Greeks described Hyperborea as a land where the sun shone 24 hours a day, modern authors suggest they may have been describing a place in the Arctic Circle. Greek historian Herodotus also provided a detailed account of this amazing place in his book Histories. Herodotus recorded that the 7th century BC poet Aristeas wrote about the ancient Hyperborean civilization in a poem called Arimaspeia, which tells the story of a journey by the Isidones, who were believed to have lived in the Kazakh steppe. Herodotus also noted that Hyperborea was well known in Northeast Asia. So, if Hyperborea ever existed, where was it? To this day, the existence of Hyperborea remains a widely debated topic in ancient times, despite evidence suggesting this land may have been real. 26,000-year-old woolly mammoth fossil. In October 2021, Russian explorers made an extraordinary discovery when they unearthed the remains of a woolly mammoth on Kotelny Island, located in the far northeastern part of Siberia. The skeleton, dated to about 26,000 years ago, is believed to have been hunted during the Stone Age. Kotelny Island, situated 990 kilometers from the Arctic, is part of the New Siberian Islands and one of the coldest regions on Earth. However, during the time when the mammoth was hunted, sea levels were lower and the climate was milder, though temperatures still remained near or below freezing for most of the year. When archaeologists excavated the skeleton, they reassembled more than 2/3 of it and discovered clear cuts and notches on most of the bones. These marks, created by stone or bone tools, indicate that the mammoth was deliberately butchered, suggesting it was hunted by a group of Stone Age nomadic hunters. Although no tools responsible for the cuts were found, the team did uncover a large number of mammoth tusk fragments, suggesting ancient people crafted tusks into tools. They also found 2 ivory tools, a small spoon and a strange object resembling a rubber broom, which archaeologists are still studying to determine its use. Led by Alexander Kandiba, an archaeologist at the Siberian Institute of Archaeology and Ethnology, researchers believe this discovery provides crucial evidence that Stone Age humans lived and hunted in the far north. While some theories suggest that Stone Age hunters avoided hunting large animals like mammoths, the presence of cut marks on the skeleton proves that humans were capable of hunting such large animals. The mummified giant cave bear. Recently, Russian scientists made a groundbreaking discovery in the field of archaeology when they unearthed a perfectly preserved mummified giant cave bear, Ursus spelaeus, with soft tissue remarkably well preserved after thousands of years under the permafrost of Siberia. This is the first time in history that a complete giant cave bear carcass, including internal organs and its nose, has been found, marking a major breakthrough in research on this extinct species. Previously, giant cave bears were only known through fragments of bones and skulls, but this discovery provides an unprecedented opportunity to conduct in-depth research, particularly regarding the potential recovery of DNA from the species. Dr. Lena Grigorieva from the Northeast Federal University, NFU, emphasized that this discovery is highly significant as it opens up opportunities for comprehensive research on the giant cave bear, a prehistoric species that went extinct about 15,000 years ago. Scientists hope that the analysis of soft tissues will help identify the bear's DNA, paving the way for further studies similar to the research on resurrecting woolly mammoths. The adult bear's carcass was discovered by reindeer herders on Bolshoy Liakovsky Island, a cold region in Siberia. At the same time, the carcass of a bear cub was found in Yakutia, one of the coldest cities in the world. Both bear remains will be sent to NEFU in Yakutsk, which has achieved significant success in researching extinct species, including woolly mammoths and woolly rhinoceroses. Experts suggest that in order to determine the bear's exact age, carbon dating analysis will be needed. The melting of the permafrost in Siberia has revealed prehistoric traces that were previously unknown, offering a major opportunity to explore the mysteries of extinct species from thousands of years ago. This discovery not only provides valuable information about animal history, but also represents a significant advancement in scientific research on the Ice Age. The Mongol Empire ruins. Global warming is causing widespread effects, particularly in the eastern Eurasian region, where permafrost is melting. These ice layers have long protected ancient artifacts and remains, but as they thaw, the tombs and mummies from the Mongol Empire era are being revealed, leading to incredible archaeological discoveries. A study published in the journal Communications Biology highlighted new findings from the era of Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, in 1206 AD. Under Genghis Khan's leadership, the Mongol Empire expanded rapidly from Asia into Eastern Europe, creating the largest empire in history. However, much of the evidence from this period had been buried under permafrost and has only been discovered in recent years as global warming has caused the thick ice layers to melt. In 2018 and 2019, scientists uncovered 11 complete skeletons in an ancient burial chamber, even though these remains are over 800 years old. Remarkably, the skeletons were very well preserved. Around these skeletons, archaeologists also found numerous pieces of jewelry and luxury materials, indicating that those buried held high social status. By analyzing proteins in the dental plaque of the remains, scientists discovered evidence of the diet of the Mongol elite, including horse milk, sheep milk, goat milk, and especially Tibetan cow milk. Tibetan cows were of great importance in the culture of the Eurasian mountain peoples, providing food, warm wool for textiles, and fat for making candles. However, researchers also warn that the continued melting of permafrost will lead to the destruction or theft of ancient relics. Julia Clark, an archaeologist, emphasize that while the melting ice makes it easier for scientists to find historical evidence, it also makes these relics more vulnerable to looting. Therefore, protecting these sites from loss remains a significant challenge for the research community. As you can see, the Arctic is full of mysteries that humans have yet to fully uncover. Do you believe there could be another world here, beyond Earth? Could there be hidden secrets of ancient civilizations that once existed here? Secrets that they have kept concealed? Could life have once existed in the Arctic? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you found this video interesting and enjoyable, don't forget to give the channel a like and subscribe so you won't miss other fascinating exploration videos. Now, goodbye and see you again soon.